Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Have you ever faced a setback so difficult that it made you wonder if you could ever come back from it? A moment when life knocked you down so hard that the idea of bouncing back seemed impossible. We've all been there. But let me tell you something, you are not defined by your setbacks. You are defined by what you do after those setbacks. There are moments in life when it feels as though the world is spinning faster than you can keep up with. The demands of work, family, friends, and all the other commitments we carry can make us feel like we're drowning in an ocean of responsibilities. It's overwhelming. It's exhausting. And sometimes, when everything is moving at full speed, the hardest thing to do is stop. But here's the truth, you don't have to keep pushing forward when you're burned out. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is take a step back. Now, I know this might sound counterintuitive. We've been conditioned to think that success comes from constant action, from pushing, from grinding. But the truth is, there are times when you need to retreat, even if it's just for a little while. A temporary retreat gives you the chance to gain clarity, reset your mind, and recalibrate your spirit. You don't have to be in a constant state of motion to make progress. Sometimes you need to pause to move forward. When you retreat, you give yourself permission to breathe. You allow yourself to put down the heavy weight that you've been carrying and reflect on where you are. It's in these quiet moments that you realize what's truly important. You begin to see things from a fresh perspective. What's been distracting you? What has been consuming your energy? What do you really want? Taking a break doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean quitting. It's not about walking away forever. It's about giving yourself the opportunity to step back, to reflect, and to recharge so that you can return stronger than before. You see, retreat is not an escape, it's an investment in your future success. We've all heard stories of people who've hit rock bottom, taken time away from the chaos, and returned with a renewed sense of purpose and drive. Think of the athlete who takes time off to heal an injury, only to come back and outperform everyone. Think of the entrepreneur who steps away from their business to evaluate their strategy, and when they return, their company is more successful than ever. Think of the person who steps away from a toxic relationship, takes time to heal, and then returns to life with a newfound sense of peace and strength. It's essential to recognize that taking time for yourself is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of wisdom. You're giving yourself the space you need to regain control, to get clear on your priorities, and to prepare yourself for the challenges that lie ahead. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't give your best when you're running on empty. A temporary retreat is about filling your cup so that when you return, you can give more, achieve more, and be more. But here's the key, don't stay away too long. The goal is always to come back. The retreat is only the beginning, not the end. Don't hide away forever. Don't let fear or doubt keep you in hiding. The world needs you. Your mission is still waiting for you. When you come back stronger. Come back with more focus. Come back with a renewed sense of purpose. Come back and show the world that you are more than your setbacks. Come back sharper, smarter, and ready to take on whatever comes your way. In life, we're all going to face moments where we feel like we're too tired to continue. But remember, this temporary retreat is not about giving up. It's about preparing yourself for the greatest comeback of your life. In today's world, we are constantly surrounded by noise, loud voices, flashing screens, endless chatter, and distractions at every corner. It feels like there's always something demanding our attention, always something pulling us in 1,000 different directions. We're conditioned to think that we must keep moving, keep talking, and keep doing in order to succeed. But here's the truth, if you never step away from the noise, you'll never truly hear what your soul is telling you. I want you to think for a moment about the times in your life when you've been most at peace, when the world slowed down, and you could actually hear yourself think. In those moments of stillness when the world is quiet, you can hear your own thoughts more clearly. And it's in these quiet moments that true growth happens. Many people fear silence. We're so accustomed to the constant buzz around us that silence feels uncomfortable. We believe that if we're not constantly busy, we're falling behind. We feel like we need to fill every moment with noise, with action, with something that keeps us occupied. But what if I told you that true strength, true insight, and true clarity come when you embrace the quiet? When you allow yourself to step away from the noise, you create space for your mind to breathe, for your heart to speak, and for your soul to reconnect with its purpose. In the silence, you can hear your own voice again, the voice that often gets drowned out by the clamor of everyday life. It's in those moments of quiet that you can truly listen to what you want, what you need, and where you're headed. Without the constant distractions, you can begin to reconnect with your purpose. You can start to understand your true goals, the ones that come from within, not the ones imposed by society or external pressures. We all have a purpose, a mission we were meant to fulfill, but if we never quiet the noise, we can never hear the call of our true purpose. When was the last time you took a moment to sit quietly and reflect on your life? When was the last time you asked yourself, what do I really want? What is my vision for the future? What is it that excites me, drives me, and gives my life meaning? Without the noise, you have the freedom to answer those questions without external influence, without the pressure of others telling you what to do. It's only in the quiet that you can uncover your deepest desires and dreams. In this world of distractions, embracing the quiet is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. If you want to live a life of purpose and meaning, you must make time to sit with yourself. The world will always try to pull you in different directions. But if you learn to embrace the quiet, you'll discover a powerful truth. Your true voice lies within you. And when you listen to it, it will guide you to exactly where you need to go. So my friends, step away from the chaos. Find a place of stillness. Allow yourself the gift of silence and watch what happens. In that silence, you'll reconnect with the deepest part of yourself, the part that knows exactly who you are and where you're meant to go. You'll find the strength to move forward, the clarity to set your course, and the courage to follow your dreams. Embrace the quiet and let it show you the way. We all know the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. It's a simple statement, but it carries a powerful truth. When you are constantly giving to others, whether it's your time, your energy, or your love, you can easily find yourself running on empty. You give, and you give until there's nothing left for yourself. And when that happens, what do you have to offer? Nothing. It's in those moments when you feel drained, depleted, and exhausted that you need to remember one crucial thing: you can't give what you don't have. If life has taken everything from you, if you've given it all and are now running on fumes, then it's time to pause. It's time to step back and focus on refilling your cup. Now, this is where so many people go wrong. They push themselves to the limit, thinking that they need to keep going, that they need to keep giving, even when they have nothing left to give. But here's the truth: you must first take care of yourself before you can truly help others. If your own cup is empty, you have nothing to offer the people who rely on you. So take the time to recover. Whether it's physical rest, emotional healing, or mental recovery, whatever it is that you need, make it a priority to nurture yourself. When you're tired, rest. When you're overwhelmed, take a break. When your heart is broken, allow yourself to heal. You can't rush recovery, and you can't fake it. Healing takes time, and it requires patience, but it's worth it. Don't be afraid to disappear for a while. Don't feel guilty for taking the time you need to rebuild your strength. In fact, it's essential. The world won't fall apart if you step away for a moment. The people who truly matter in your life will understand that in order for you to give your best, you must first be your best. And the only way to be your best is to replenish yourself. It's easy to get caught up in the demands of life, work, family, relationships, responsibilities. We often feel like we must keep going no matter what. But when you're running on empty, you're not operating at your best. You're doing just enough to get by. But when you take the time to recover and refill your cup, you come back stronger. You come back ready to face whatever challenges come your way. Remember this, the stronger you are, the more you can help those around you. When you take care of yourself, you are not being selfish. You are being responsible. You are equipping yourself to be of greater service to others. Think about it. How can you help your family, your friends, your colleagues, or anyone else if you have nothing left to give? The more you nurture yourself, the more you can give. The more you heal, the more you can inspire others. So if you find yourself exhausted, overwhelmed, or drained, don't be afraid to step back and focus on refilling your cup. Take the time you need to recover, to recharge, and to heal. When you come back, you'll be stronger, clearer, and more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. And in turn, you'll be able to give more to those who need you the most. We all know that life has a way of knocking us down. Things don't always go as planned, and sometimes we face setbacks that feel like the world is telling us to stop. But what if I told you that these setbacks aren't always signs of failure? Sometimes they're a wake-up call, a signal that we've lost our way. When life starts throwing obstacles in your path, it's often not about what's happening to you, but about what's happening within you. It's so easy to get swept up in the daily grind, the constant hustle, the rush from one task to the next, and the chase after success. We live in a world where the noise is relentless. There are always new goals to hit, new projects to start, and new standards to meet. But in the midst of this chaos, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. We start chasing things that, when we look at them closely, aren't even aligned with our deepest desires. We get caught up in the chase for external validation, the pursuit of things that won't bring us fulfillment in the long run. That's why sometimes we need to disappear for a while. We need to step away from the noise and really take a hard look at our lives. We need to evaluate whether the things we're pursuing are truly the things that will bring us joy, satisfaction, and meaning. This is a critical moment, because if you're not careful, you can find yourself years down the road with goals that no longer resonate with your heart. Take a moment and ask yourself, are my goals aligned with who I am and what I want out of life? Are they pushing me towards something that matters? Or am I simply chasing after the next shiny thing? Are my ambitions truly mine? Or are they the product of what I've been told I should want? When you begin to question these things, that's when you begin to get clarity. Now, the truth is, you may find that your vision needs to be bigger. You might realize that you've been playing it small, that you've been limiting yourself without even realizing it. Sometimes we get comfortable in what we know and we stop pushing ourselves toward greater possibilities. But here's the thing, you are capable of so much more than you think. Your potential is limitless, and the only thing holding you back is your own vision. If you've been thinking too small, now is the time to dream bigger. Now is the time to stretch your goals beyond your current circumstances. Think about the life you truly want to create. What do you want to be remembered for? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? What would your life look like if you took the limits off your vision and aimed higher? When you reevaluate your vision, it's not about abandoning your dreams, it's about expanding them. It's about challenging yourself to aim higher, to push harder, and to embrace the uncertainty that comes with growth. Don't settle for less than what you're capable of. You have the power to change direction, to dream bigger, and to create the future you've always imagined. So take a moment to disappear from the noise. Reflect. Reevaluate your goals. Are they in line with your deepest desires? Is your vision big enough to propel you forward to the next level? If the answer is no, then now is the time to dream bigger. Now is the time to make your vision a true reflection of your potential. Your future is waiting for you, but it can only be as great as the vision you hold for it. So dream bigger, and start taking steps toward that bold new future today. There's an old saying that goes, you can't change the past, and it's true, we can't go back and undo what's been done. We can't rewrite history or erase the mistakes we've made. But here's the thing, while we can't change the past, we absolutely can learn from it. Every failure, every setback, every moment where things didn't go as planned carries with it a lesson. And if we're wise enough to reflect on those lessons, we can use them to build a stronger future. When life knocks us down, it's easy to focus on the pain, the disappointment, and the frustration. We feel the sting of failure, and sometimes it can feel like we've hit a wall we can't get past. But I want to remind you of something: failure isn't fatal unless you allow it to be. Failure doesn't define you, it refines you. The only way failure becomes fatal is if you refuse to learn from it, if you let it keep you down, if you let it convince you that you're not capable of moving forward. But when you choose to reflect, to learn, and to grow, failure becomes a stepping stone toward your success. You see, each setback is an opportunity to evaluate what went wrong, to understand what you could have done differently, and to make adjustments. But it's not enough to simply reflect. It's not enough to just look at the past and say, well, I learned something. No, you need to take that lesson and use it as fuel. You need to turn that mistake into momentum. The past is there to guide you, not to keep you stuck. That's why it's important to take time for reflection. Sometimes we get so caught up in the rush of life that we don't take the time to pause and look back. But there's power in the pause. There's power in stepping away from the chaos and looking at the choices you've made, the decisions that led you to where you are now. What worked? What didn't? What could you have done differently? What can you do better moving forward? And here's the key: don't just learn from your mistakes, use them to fuel your future success. Every failure is an opportunity for growth, and every setback contains the seeds of your future victories. But you have to be willing to look at those failures honestly and take responsibility for the part you played in them. You have to stop blaming external circumstances or other people. The power to change your future lies within you, and it begins with how you choose to respond to the past. So take the time to reflect. Disappear long enough to examine your past actions, to understand what worked and what didn't. Learn from it, and then use those lessons to move forward with purpose. Every mistake, every misstep is an opportunity to get better, to get stronger, and to grow. Remember, failure is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. It's the feedback you need to reach the next level of success. The only way failure can hold you back is if you allow it to. But if you choose to learn, grow, and rise above it, there's nothing that can stop you. So use your past as a powerful tool to guide you towards something better. Let it be the fuel that propels you into a future filled with success, confidence, and achievement. Your past doesn't define you, but your ability to learn from it will shape the person you become. There's no denying it, life has a way of testing our limits. The challenges we face, the failures we endure, the setbacks we experience, they all have one thing in common: they often leave a mark on our confidence. We start to question ourselves, doubt our abilities, and wonder if we're capable of achieving the success we once dreamed of. The pain of a bruised ego can feel overwhelming, but let me remind you of something incredibly important: confidence is not a trait you're born with, it is a skill you develop. And just like any other skill, it can be rebuilt, nurtured, and grown stronger over time. When you face a challenge that leaves you feeling defeated, it's easy to let that defeat become a permanent part of your identity. But that's not the truth. You don't have to stay down. And you don't have to let your failures define you. Instead, you can use your time away to rebuild your confidence step by step. This is a process, and it takes time. It's not about instant transformation, it's about taking small, deliberate actions that help you regain your strength and belief in yourself. So how do you begin to rebuild your confidence? It starts with the small things. It starts with those little actions that, while they may seem insignificant on their own, will compound over time to create a profound change in your self-image. Do the things that make you feel strong again. Maybe it's learning a new skill, something that challenges you and pushes you out of your comfort zone. Maybe it's taking on a task you've been avoiding, something that you know will give you a sense of accomplishment once it's done. The key is to take action, to make progress, no matter how small it may seem. One of the most powerful ways to rebuild your confidence is by reaffirming your own value. You have inherent worth, and you need to remind yourself of that. When life knocks you down, it can sometimes feel like you've lost your worth, but that's not the truth. Your value is not determined by your failures or the opinions of others. It's built on your own actions, your own mindset, and your ability to rise above adversity. So take time to reflect on your accomplishments, the things you've done well, and the positive impact you've had on others. These reminders are vital to restoring your sense of self-belief. As you start to rebuild your confidence, remember that it's about taking control of your own journey. Confidence doesn't come from waiting for the world to change or for someone else to give you permission to succeed. It comes from you taking action, taking responsibility, and taking ownership of your life. When you make decisions that align with your values and your goals, and when you face your fears head on, you begin to see yourself as someone capable of achieving great things. Confidence grows when you take control, when you stop waiting for validation from others and start recognizing your own strength. It's built in the quiet moments when you challenge yourself to keep going, even when the road is tough. It's found in the courage to try again, to stand tall in the face of adversity, and to believe in yourself even when it feels like no one else does. So if you're feeling lost, if your confidence has taken a hit, don't despair. You have the power to rebuild it one small step at a time. Focus on the things that make you feel strong. Take action, embrace challenges, and reaffirm your worth. And most importantly, take control of your journey. Your confidence is waiting for you to claim it, and it will grow stronger with each step you take. There comes a point in life when we realize that we cannot move forward by holding on to the past. We all have things that weigh us down, whether it's anger, regret, guilt, or the mistakes we've made. These emotional burdens can cloud our judgment and hinder our progress. They keep us stuck in a place we no longer belong, preventing us from stepping into the future we truly deserve. But the key to unlocking your future, the key to coming back stronger than ever, lies in letting go of the past. It's not easy to do. Letting go of old hurts, past failures, or the regret of missed opportunities can feel like you're giving up part of who you are. But here's the truth: you are not your past. You are not defined by the mistakes you've made or the things that have gone wrong. Your past does not have to dictate your future. Holding on to the past, whether it's anger at someone who wronged you or regret for a decision you can't undo, keeps you tied to a version of yourself that is no longer relevant. You cannot move forward while still living in yesterday. Imagine trying to drive a car while looking only in the rearview mirror. It would be dangerous, wouldn't it? You wouldn't be able to see where you're going or avoid the obstacles that lay ahead. And yet so many of us do this with our lives. We spend so much time looking back at what could have been, at what should have been, that we miss the opportunities that are waiting for us right in front of us. You cannot move forward while holding on to the past. The emotional weight of regret, anger, and guilt serves only to drag you down. You don't need that baggage. It doesn't serve you, and it certainly doesn't serve your future. Letting go isn't about forgetting. It's not about pretending like the past never happened or erasing the lessons you've learned. It's about making the decision to no longer allow the past to hold power over you. The key to your future lies in your ability to let go. When you do, you free yourself. You make space in your heart, in your mind, and in your life for new opportunities, new people, and new possibilities. There is a future waiting for you, a future that is brighter, bolder, and full of promise, but only if you choose to release the chains that bind you to yesterday. I want you to think for a moment. What are you holding on to right now that's preventing you from moving forward? Is it a mistake you made years ago that you still carry around like a weight on your shoulders? Is it a grudge you've been holding against someone who may have hurt you, but who is long gone from your life? Or maybe it's guilt over a decision you made that didn't turn out the way you hoped. Whatever it is, it's time to let it go. You don't need to carry the past with you anymore. The future is waiting for you to step into it. But in order to do that, you have to make space for it. You have to clear the mental and emotional clutter that's keeping you stuck. Let go of the anger, the regret, the guilt, and the self-doubt. Release the past, and you will open yourself up to a world of new possibilities, opportunities, and growth. Let go and watch how the universe begins to deliver the things that are truly meant for you. Only when you free yourself from the past can you step boldly into the future and claim the life you've always dreamed of. There are times in life when you feel the need to step back, to disappear for a while, and find some space away from the noise. But what you do in that time is what will define your future. This is your chance to focus on something far more important than just getting through the day. This is your opportunity to focus on personal growth. We often get so caught up in the daily grind and the demands of life that we forget the most important investment we can make is in ourselves. But the time you take to focus on personal growth will shape the person you become and determine the life you're capable of building. This isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. There's a huge difference between getting by and truly excelling. Anyone can survive, but not everyone chooses to thrive. Thriving requires you to be intentional about your growth. It requires you to commit to becoming the best version of yourself, and that takes effort. It means actively seeking out opportunities to learn and to grow, to challenge yourself, and to push beyond your limits. You see, personal growth isn't a destination. It's not something that you can check off a list and be done with. It's a lifelong journey. And just like any other journey, it requires you to stay committed, to keep learning, and to keep growing. During the time you take for yourself, make it count. This is your chance to acquire new knowledge, to improve your skills, and to sharpen your mindset. Whether it's reading books, attending seminars, practicing new techniques, or simply reflecting on your past experiences, this is the time to build a foundation for your future success. But remember, it's not just about the knowledge you gain. It's about how you apply it. You can read all the books in the world, but until you put that knowledge into practice, it doesn't do you any good. Think about the habits you've developed over the years. Some of them are serving you, but others might be holding you back. Use this time to replace old habits with new, more empowering ones. The strength of your future self lies in the actions you take today. If you want to succeed, you need to develop habits that support success, things like consistency, discipline, and resilience. These habits, though small, compound over time to create massive changes in your life. It's also important to remember that growth comes from within. Your mindset is the key to unlocking your full potential. When you work on strengthening your mindset, you open yourself up to endless possibilities. If you approach each day with a mindset of growth, with a belief that you can improve and become better, you'll start seeing opportunities everywhere. You'll stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as stepping stones. You'll begin to see every challenge as an opportunity to rise higher, to learn, and to grow. The stronger you become mentally, emotionally, and physically, the greater your ability to rise higher. Every step of growth you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. You see, the true measure of success is not how much money you make or how many things you acquire. The true measure of success is how much you grow, how much you evolve, and how much you evolve, and how much you become the person capable of achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. So as you take this time for yourself, make it count. Focus on personal growth. Commit to developing the habits, mindset, and strength that will carry you forward. And remember, this journey never ends. The stronger you become, the higher you'll rise. There comes a time in all our lives when we feel the need to step back, to disappear for a while. Life becomes overwhelming. and we need to recharge, reset, and gather ourselves. But the most crucial part of this retreat is not just the retreat itself, it's the return. The most important thing about coming back is knowing why you're returning. It's not enough to simply re-enter life the way it was, hoping to find things as they once were. Coming back without a purpose is like setting sail without a destination. You'll wander, you'll drift, and you'll never arrive at the greatness you're meant to achieve. When you decide to come back with clarity. Come back with drive. Ask yourself, what am I here to accomplish? Ask yourself with real honesty, what is my purpose? Now, the answer to that question is the key that unlocks everything. Purpose is what fuels us. It's what gets us up in the morning when everything around us feels uncertain. It's the reason you get up when life knocks you down, the reason you keep pushing even when every part of you wants to quit. Purpose gives you the fuel to push through difficult times. We all face challenges. We all face moments where it feels like everything is stacked against us. It's during these times that purpose is crucial. Without purpose, when those challenges arise, you'll find yourself questioning whether it's worth it to keep going. But when you have a strong sense of purpose, the struggles become a little more bearable. Purpose ignites a fire inside you that won't be extinguished by challenges or adversity. It doesn't mean the road will be easy. It doesn't mean the obstacles will disappear. But it does mean you'll have the strength, the resilience, and the determination to push through. When the storms of life hit, purpose is what will keep you grounded. It will remind you why you began the journey in the first place. It's easy to get lost in the hustle and bustle of daily life, to get swept up in the demands and distractions that pull us away from what truly matters. When you disappear for a while, take that time to reconnect with your purpose. Don't come back to life just because you feel it's time to return. Come back because you are clear on your purpose, because you've taken the time to understand what truly drives you and what you're meant to accomplish. Life is too short to spend without a sense of direction, without a reason for everything you do. The world doesn't need more people going through the motions. It needs people who know exactly why they are here and what they are meant to achieve. Your purpose is your guiding star. It gives you a reason to keep going when it gets tough. It gives you a reason to wake up every single day and give your best, even when the results don't come immediately. So when you return with power. Return with clarity. Return with a drive that is unwavering. No matter how hard things get, no matter how many challenges you face, you'll keep moving forward, because you know exactly why you're here and what you're meant to do. Don't just come back with purpose. That's the key to everything. When you come back from a period of retreat, when you step out of the darkness and into the light of your own transformation, don't just focus on yourself. Yes, it's crucial that you take the time to grow, to heal, and to build your strength, but your comeback is never truly complete until you use it to impact those around you. Your strength and growth are not meant to be kept to yourself. The lessons you've learned, the challenges you've overcome, and the resilience you've built, these are your gifts to share. Your comeback is your chance to inspire others, to show them what's possible, and to be the spark that lights a fire in someone else. Think about it for a moment. There are people out there right now facing struggles similar to the ones you've overcome. They feel like they're stuck in their own battle, not knowing how to move forward, wondering if they'll ever rise again. When you come back, your story can be the lifeline they need to keep going. When they see your transformation, your strength, and your perseverance, it becomes a powerful message. It's a message that says, if they can do it, so can I. Your comeback is no longer just about you. It becomes a beacon of hope for others who are still fighting their own battles. It's important to understand that every encounter you have, every person you meet, can be impacted by your presence. As you rise, you lift others with you. Your success doesn't exist in isolation. It's part of a larger purpose to inspire, to lead, and to elevate. When you show up with strength, with clarity, with purpose, you give permission for others to do the same. When you lift yourself, you create space for others to rise as well. You're not just living for yourself anymore, you're living for everyone you encounter, everyone whose life you touch. Your comeback story isn't just about overcoming adversity, it's about transforming that adversity into something greater. Every hardship you've endured is a chapter in a story that others need to hear. When you share your journey, you give others a blueprint for resilience. You teach them that setbacks are not the end, that failure is not final, that struggle doesn't define them. Your story shows them that growth is possible, that change is possible, and that they too can come out the other side stronger than they ever imagined. And here's the truth: your comeback becomes a living testament to the power of resilience. It's a proof that no matter how dark it may seem, no matter how impossible the road ahead, there is always a way forward. There is always a chance for rebirth, for renewal, for strength. Your resilience becomes contagious. It spreads like wildfire to everyone around you. It shows others that they don't have to stay down. They don't have to remain broken. They too can rise and rise again. So when you come back, remember, it's not just about you. Your journey is a gift, a message of hope, a reminder of what's possible. Impact the world around you. Use your strength to elevate others, and together you will create a ripple effect that spreads far beyond your own life. As you rise, you lift the world with you.